Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
Know
podcast.
Today I want to go through John C. Maxwell's advice for learning from reflective thinking that are shared in his book How Successful People Think. The pace of our society doesn't encourage reflective thinking, and most people would rather act than think. Don't get me wrong, you absolutely have to be a person of action, and in general you should be reflecting before you act. No matter who you are or what you're looking to pursue, you must implement reflection in your life and become a reflective thinker. And if you act without reflecting on things, you'll have many struggles and failures in life, and you'll have a hard time learning from your mistakes. With this being said, I now want to go through what reflective thinking provides you, and then some advice for how to embrace reflective thinking. So the first thing reflective thinking gives you is perspective, and you must understand that it's difficult to gain perspective in life without reflection. The second thing reflective thinking gives is emotional integrity to your thought life. What this means is that reflective thinking distances yourself from the intense emotions of particularly good or bad experiences, and allows you to see them with new eyes and a fresh perspective. Any feeling that can stand up to reflective thinking in the light of truth can be sustained over time because it has emotional integrity, and it's worthy of your mind and heart. From here, number 3 is that reflective thinking increases your confidence in decision making. By taking the time to reflect on something, you can trust you're going down the right path, making the right actions and right decisions. Next, the fourth thing that reflective thinking does is clarifies the big picture. When you engage in reflective thinking, you can put ideas and experiences into a more accurate context. What reflective thinking does is it encourages us to go back and spend time thinking about things that we've done and things that we've seen. And finally, the fifth thing that reflective thinking does is it takes a good experience and makes it a valuable experience. By taking time to reflect, you'll find value in things. And now that I've gone through the value that reflective thinking will provide you, I now want to go through John's advice for how to embrace reflective thinking in your life. These are suggestions he has for increasing your ability to think reflectively. The first is to set aside time for reflection. If you don't carve out the time for reflection, you're unlikely to do any reflective thinking. Number 2, you should remove yourself from distractions. Understand that distraction and reflection don't mix. Then number 3 is to regularly review your calendar or journal. This is because they remind you of how you've spent your time, show whether your activities match your priorities, and helps you see if you're making progress in life. And finally, John's fourth suggestion is to ask yourself the right questions. The value received from reflection depends on the questions you ask yourself. The better the questions, the better quality reflection you'll go through. And I want to go through some sample questions that John provides for 6 different aspects of your life. The first is personal growth. The first thing you should ask yourself is, what have I learned today that will help me grow? Second, you should ask yourself, how can I apply it in my life? For adding value, you should ask yourself, to whom did I add value today? How do I know I added value to that person? Can I follow up and compound the positive benefit that they received? For leadership, you should ask yourself, did I lead by example today? Did I lift the people up around me to a higher level? And if so, what did I do and how did I do it? For personal faith and spirituality, ask if you represented your spirituality well today. Did you practice your spirituality today? And did you go the extra mile with someone? For family, ask yourself, did I communicate love to my family today? How did I show that love? Did they feel it? And did they return it? For your inner circle, you should ask yourself, have I spent enough time with my key players? These are your friends, coworkers, partners, and business colleagues. Next, ask yourself, what can you do to make them more successful? And in what areas can I mentor them for improvement? And finally, for discoveries, you should ask yourself, what did I encounter today to which I need to give more thinking time to? Are there lessons to be learned? And are there things to be done? No matter who you are, you should apply reflective thinking in your life, because it provides immense value. It does so in 3 main ways. It gives you perspective within context, it allows you to continually connect with your journey, and it provides counsel and direction to your future. There's very few things in life that can help more with learning and improving than reflective thinking. And with this being said, you must instill reflective thinking in your life regularly if you want to make a tremendous impact in this world and craft a life of significance.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
Know
podcast.